Hello everybody, Pyson here, and this is finally part 2 of the Lukie Games videos I've been doing, which is the cartridges and a couple PSP games that I got. That I'm going to be testing out. That's the reason why it took me so long to upload a video. I just really wanted to get this one up before any other video that I have planned, so that's why I haven't posted a video like in over a month now. But I finally got all the cables I needed, and I even needed to reorder a SNES AC adapter because my previous ones, and that took a while to get here. It was a whole big mess, but I finally got it all down. So this is the first game, Game Boy Color game, which is about Powerpuff Girls. I grew up with that game, to be honest. It was actually pretty good. A Game Boy game, Radar Mission. Then for the Game Boy Advance, I got Lights, Camera, Pants. I've never really played that before, but I heard it was good. And Tasmania Tiger, The Escape from Mars. That's actually the second Taz game I've gotten now in quite a short amount of time, because I really like Tasmania. Then the SNES game that gave me the most trouble to test, How's Hole-in-One Golf, which is actually from the creators of Kirby, HAL Laboratory, which is very interesting. Then the NES game I got, Track and Field 2, which also was quite a pain to test, you'll see in a bit. And then the two PSP games, just for the sake of me getting free shipping, Mercury and Hot Shots Golf Open T, which I'm not happy that I got greatest hits for. Hot Shots, at least I'm glad that this came complete, as well as Hot Shots, but yeah, greatest hits wasn't too happy about that. Again, sorry that it took so long for me to get this video up. It's just I've been so busy, and setting this video up took so much time, a bit of money, and quite a bit of effort. So I need to do better planning for next time if I do a video like this. That's a lesson that I've learned. So I'll be happy to get right into this and make more videos in the future. So the first thing is Track and Field 2. I'm about to speed it up in a bit because it took me my NES has always had this trouble. Of course, it's very old. All NESs are very old. So of course there's going to be a bit of trouble when it comes to trying to get your games to work. I'm pretty sure plenty of you have experiences, so I've went ahead and just speed it up a bit, just so I can see that I struggled quite a bit. Because I know that if a game doesn't work, if the game doesn't run, it's not necessarily the game's fault, it's probably the console's fault. So, okay, I think this is when I finally managed, after a couple more nudges. There we go. Track and Field 2 works just fine. Fantastic. So NES, check. Now we're going to be moving on to the Genesis game. Here's the Tasmania game, and there's my Genesis. This also kind of took a bit too... My Genesis doesn't usually have trouble with games, but I'm guessing the cartridge might be kind of wearing down a bit. So this time I kind of blame it on the cartridge. Okay, so the first message pops up, and this is kind of a funny part here. I was waiting and waiting and waiting for it to come up with like the next thing, but I hadn't realized that it had frozen. As soon as that first screen went away, apparently the game froze, and I didn't realize until like a minute later. So I kind of did a bit of a cut here, so it can just pop up the rest, because it did end up working. So here's the game, and yep, it's good and running. Escape from Mars. And now we're going to be getting into the handheld games. So Radar Mission, the SpongeBob game, and the Powerpuff game. And here I have my original Game Boy Advance to test out. First I'm going to go with the SpongeBob game. Sorry, it's kind of hard to do this with... It was kind of hard to do this with one hand because I'm holding the phone with the other hand. It's kind of always hard to do this kind of recording. So there we go, the game's starting up just fine, going through all the company screens way forward, which is the reason why I was kind of interested in this. And there you go. Okay, so the Game Boy Advance game checked off. Next we'll try the Powerpuff Girl game on the Game Boy Color. And there we go. Game starts up just fine. There's Cartoon Network, Warner Brothers, blah blah blah. Yeah, this is a game that I actually did grow up with as a kid. I hadn't played it since then. This is actually the first time I've actually played it since I was a child, which kind of is pretty cool to actually own a piece of my childhood again. Okay, so that's Game Boy Color checked as well. And now to try the last handheld game, Radar Mission, the original Game Boy title, which is actually a Game Boy exclusive, so those of you who are interested in trying to get some exclusives for the Game Boy, this is a pretty easy recommendation because it's very cheap, plus it's an exclusive, so I think it's worth getting. And there's Radar Mission. So all three handheld games work just fine, which is very good. So far there have been no misses. They've all managed to work so far, which is very favorable on Lukie Game's parts. Their service seems to be doing well so far. I'm very happy. So then the last bit is doing the PSP games. Sorry for the poor lighting here. The situation of me recording was kind of at a bad time because someone was sleeping in the room, so I kind of had to cut away from there so I could have a bit more light. So first we're gonna do the Mercury game. Again, it's kind of hard to do this with one hand, so just bear with me here. I guess so I need to do a bit of a cut there. I guess if I had like a trifold or something, I could probably like cut down the time of this video quite a bit, probably. Okay, so I'm starting up the Mercury game. Let's give it a sec here. And there we go. The game's loading. Gotta make sure, because with these disc games, you're a little less sure. You need to actually run the game for a while to see if it truly sticks, if you know what I'm saying. And there we go. So Mercury, Archer, MacLean's Mercury works just fine. So now we're going to be moving on to the next game. Oh, here's this cute little animation I wanted to show too. Okay, so now for real. Next we're going to be doing Hot Shots Golf Open T with that gross greatest hits. It's whatever, to be honest. It's a pretty cheap game, so it doesn't really bother me that much. So there we go. I've never actually played Hot Shots before, ever. This is actually the first time I'm ever gonna be booting up the game in any form. So it ought to be kind of interesting to see how it starts up. We're almost through the video. I know it's quite long. I don't usually make videos this long, but I assure you, with all the time, money, and patience that I spent throughout the whole month of February and March to try to, and a bit of April to try to put this video together, was a bit of a pain, so I hope it kind of pays off in the end. I'd really appreciate any likes and subscribes that this video might get. I would really appreciate it, truly. So we have Hot Shots Golf Open T, and there we go. It works just fine. Very good. And now we're going to be moving on to the last game, And the reason why this is the last game is because it was the one that gave me the most trouble. I couldn't find the cables, I needed to rebuy the AC adapter, the SNES was acting up, it was just a complete pain. But yeah, we have HAL Hole in One Golf, which again is by the creator of Kirby. It's the company that makes Kirby, so that's why I kind of got interested in this. Works just fine after 2 months of trying to set this up. So I'm very happy. So there we go. Now we're at the end of the video. It was quite the trial for me, but I managed to finally test all the games after nearly 2 months of trying to put everything together, the systems and everything. But all the games work perfectly fine. So when it comes to cartridges and PSP, I would say that yes, it's perfectly fine to probably buy them, as you'd probably receive fully working products. Well, that's the end of the video. Like, subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. See you on the next one. Bye.